This week on Cinema Beach, sometimes you just gotta dance.
Hello and welcome to Cinema Beach, the show that takes you inside the world of indie film. My name is Brian Thompson.
And I'm Tony Ortiz.
We're here at the Irvine Center at University California Irvine today. Thankfully, somewhere else.
Yeah,
it's nice.
getting there.
First off, I want to apologize for last week's review. It was very awkward. I am neither black nor a lesbian, and it was very difficult for me to do that review.
Oh,
So it was very frustrating, but. This week, thankfully, I'm a dancer, so I'm covered.
No, I don't think you are either. So I think we're gonna have a hard time.
By that open, yeah, that's
Yeah. We're gonna have another hard time reviewing this one because you're not a dancer.
So we're
Neither
reviewing
am I.
today Pina, which is the new Wim Wenders documentary,
Yeah, it's good.
and we got a nice little DVD pick to go with that.
We do.
We've got some nice Sundance news, but what else we got? This is the indie news feed.
Yeah, the news feed. What do we got? Oh, first Oscar nominations. How about let's talk about the Oscar nominations?
The Oscar
first?
nominations
Oh,
came out this week.
done with that.
Yeah. What'd you think?
Well, my movie so far is going to reign supreme as it looks. You know, the artist is on top there with how many? How many, Colin? 12?
10
1,000?
nominations.
Every nomination, right?
Hugo actually got the most nominations. They got 11
Oh.
nominations, but
I think they're even nominated for best animated film. I mean, I think there's
Hugo?
artists,
Or the artist?
and everything. Probably Hugo too. It looked like
actually,
it.
you said we should actually not call it the artist. We should call it the Oscar.
Yeah, it's called the Oscar. It's gonna win.
So,
Sorry.
yeah. It is kind of the shoe-in. It won today at the DGA Awards. As we mentioned last week, it's a PGA winner. Not the golf.
Yeah,
The
PGA, yeah. It was at Abu Dhabi with Tiger Woods and everybody. So, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the obvious pick. Although I think the big controversy is, you got
9.
you got 10 slots and they only filled 9, and they added extremely loud and incredibly close in there, which is surprising. Didn't get any love for any other awards. No,
But Tom loved it.
but Tom loved it, which will
Yeah.
you can read his review on the website.
Yeah. Tom loved the movie.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
But 9, that just shows weak year.
I mean, there was a lot of good films that obviously didn't get nominated. Every year they talk about which one. Young Adult did not get nominated for Best Picture.
Could have thrown that in. At least thrown it in 10. Give it a nice even Steven.
They preferred The Descendants over it, I guess. So it's
Speaking of Steven, Rin Tin or Tintin, whatever. What are the Tintin movie?
Tintin
did not get nominated for animated.
Yeah, some surprising animated nominations. We had a 2 that no one's ever even heard of. Chico and Rita and
Beat out Cars 2.
Cars 2, Pixar film, did not get nominated.
Second time that Cars just got dissed at the Oscars.
Yeah,
though,
first time Pixar didn't get nominated for an award. That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, here's my thing with that. Everybody's going to complain about their favorite movie didn't get nominated for whatever category. The Oscars. The Academy is just. It's one group that has their own tastes, and these. I feel like these nominations are consistent with what Oscar usually does. So.
I wasn't surprised by anything.
No. I mean, obviously they're not going to nominate Shame. They're not going to nominate Melancholia. Those are just two out there films. They're going to go for something like The Help, or they're going to go for something like, The Descendants, or all like the stuff that they went with. The weird one is the music, which has always been kind of a weird one the past few years.
Yeah.
They only nominated 2 original songs. Yeah, and it's been kind of a weird category. I mean, really, should the Academy be honoring music? No, they're a film thing, But I guess the selection process is that they basically say, okay, what song did you like this year? And they basically, someone writes in and says, oh, there's a bunch of songs. If there's not enough nominations for a song, they just cut it out. So there's no actually limit on the nominees that happen. This year, only two nominees came out of it. I think the Muppets song Brett McKenzie did, and something else. I can't remember what it is. But
I don't know. They were all horrible to me.
Brett McKenzie gets a nomination, which is kind of cool.
There you go.
Flight of the Conchords.
About time.
Yeah, I say the Oscar is what the Oscar is, and I think it's pretty obvious what's going to happen. Artist is going to win. George Clooney will probably win Best Actor. Meryl Streep Best Actress.
No. Albert Nobbs.
No, I think the nomination was enough. So
yeah, and that poster was enough to scare me away. Never watched that movie. So there you go.
Yeah. Which Matt is reviewing this week on the website, so we'll see what he says. But
hopefully he says good things.
Yeah, so that's Oscar for you. It's pretty typical, and people are going to be frustrated. I'm still going to watch the awards. I don't know if you are. Ryan Bates on our site says he's never going to watch another Oscar nomination ceremony again, and that's how people feel. So there you go.
What else do we got?
Sundance ended.
It did end.
Yeah, it's kind of the big kickoff for the rest of the year for indie films, so it's kind of a big deal. We had it was a good year at Sundance. We had the nomination or the awards happened last night.
Yeah.
We had Beasts of the Southern Wild, which took home
the
grand jury for dramatic films. Never even heard of this film until yesterday. Yet it was considered one of the big surprises at Sundance. No one knew about it going into the festival. Played the first day and got just tons of reviews, tons of rave reviews. Deals with kind of a magical realism tale about Katrina. So it's takes place in Louisiana, and the levees break and floodwaters rise, and mythical prehistoric beasts all of a sudden come out. And
yeah, there you go. I'll have to watch this one.
Yeah, it's kind of considered a fantasy. It's supposed to, it won for cinematography as well.
Oh,
last night. Yeah,
The Surrogate.
The Surrogate, yeah, which took home the audience award with William H. Macy and Helen Hunt. Deals with John Hawkes plays a guy in an iron lung and just wants to get laid.
Yeah. Before he dies.
And so he enlists the help of Helen Mirren. Wow, Helen Hunt.
He really wants. No offense, fellas. I'm sorry. Really wants to.
And Helen Hunt, is a sex surrogate for him. So kind of interesting.
Sleepwalk with Me. Mike Birbiglia is my favorite little comedian there.
Yeah. Took the audience award.
The audience award. So way to go, Mike. I like Mike Birbiglia.
Ira Glass produced it. It's definitely a This American Life type of movie, and it's really basically an adaptation of his book and is a one-man show. So
yeah, I can't wait. I want to see that because
if you don't know Mike Birbiglia, this is a huge recommendation. Check him out. Yeah,
I'm a big fan. So
yeah. Safety Not Guaranteed, which was the kind of the surprise sci-fi comedy thing. It deals with actually based on a real life Craigslist ad, a guy looking for a companion to time travel with. And Audrey Plaza kind of plays a reporter. Audrey Plaza. You're not a good time traveler.
I'm not. I suck. Sorry.
But Audrey Plaza, this is the gal from Parks and Rec and Portlandia, and funny gal, and she's in the movie, and so is Mark Duplass plays the time traveler.
Oh, speaking of Mark Duplass.
Kind of Sundance's it girl, they're saying.
Yeah.
He had everything come out this year. He had the Duplass brothers had Jeff Who Lives at Home.
Jeff Who Lives at Home.
Which did you see the trailer?
I did see the trailer.
What if there's no wrong numbers? Maybe it's always the right number.
Hello?
Mom?
Jeff?
Hi.
You know you're supposed to say hello when you pick up the phone. Get off that couch or you're going to find someplace else to live.
Just kind of in the middle of something right now, Mom.
Jeff, what do you do in the basement? You're not cleaning it.
You really want to know? You didn't like it last time we had this conversation.
Okay, no, you're right. I don't.
Looks interesting. I can't wait to see it. I go back and forth with Jason Segel.
Yeah. And Ed Helms.
But they got everyone else in that movie, so
Susan
Sarandon.
Yeah.
I like Susan Sarandon.
I'm not really, I'm not a fan of the Duplass brothers yet. They haven't done anything that really kind of won me over, but
I think Colin's the only one who's actually watched Cyrus.
You like Cyrus.
You know what I mean? He likes Cyrus. I've been whined.
Yeah.
Puppy chair.
Yeah.
So,
the Duplass brothers, they definitely are doing their thing, and Mark Duplass has done everything this year. I think he produced, directed, and wrote 4 different films at Sundance. So, he is Sundance's it girl.
I hate him already.
Yeah. One of the weird things about Sundance is this year was kind of marked with some films that basically challenged audiences. You know, last year we had Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene, which was a big hit at a Sundance. It was a film that challenged audiences. Same guy comes along who directed Martha, Marcy, produces a film this year called Simon Killer. You had another movie, Compliance, about a gal who gets locked in her employer's stockroom and is tortured and raped, and it's not a pretty film. I say that as a kid walks by.
For a good time call, huh?
For a good time call, which was the big kind of the new Bridesmaids, as they're saying. Bachelorette, I think, is another one that came out this year that deals with the same thing. So it did, yeah. And that's the thing. Simon Killer, Compliance, all these movies, they got bad reviews, but they also had people who stuck around and said it was the best films that they saw. And so that's been the kind of the weird thing with Sundance. Is it now? I read actually an article on IndieWire today. It was like, is the new hit thing is to alienate your audiences? Like that's the way to get your buzz at Sundance now.
Yeah. There you go.
So
good.
Sundance, that's it. I think we didn't go. We'll try to go next year, but that's what you needed
Robert,
to know.
if you're watching, I'd like an invite.
Oh, Frank Langella's film. Did you see that one? Robot and Frank. That's the won the Sloan Award this year. Everybody's talking about that. It's Frank Langella and a robot. That's all I'm going to say. So
I thought we were the crossing.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, when we come back, we'll talk about.
When we come back, we'll talk about Pina.
And dance.
And dance. Maybe we'll do a little.
Well, no, I'm not dancing.
All right.
Sorry.
Stick around.
For more film news, check out the news feed on our website at CinemaBeach.com. There you can find all the current happenings in the world of independent film, from trailers to casting announcements, production reports to film festival updates. The news feed at Cinema Beach is your best source for indie film news. While you're there, subscribe to our RSS feed, and don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
In 2009, choreographer Pina passed away at a great loss to the dance community. But her legacy lives on and her influence rings among artists around the world. That is most clearly evident in Wim Wenders' latest documentary, simply called Pina. Wenders, who was a close friend of Miss Bosch, has crafted a complex portrait of the artist that eschews biography in favor of an artistic attempt at understanding and appreciating her work. And while her loss is deeply felt in this eulogy of sorts, this is a film that is full of joy and magic, that celebrates the dance and theater master. What do you think of Pina?
Wow. Well, I thought it was a handcrafted portrait that in shoes or something. What did you say?
Shoes biography in favor of
Chewy something. No, it was good. I actually saw the movie, but my copy I didn't put subtitles in, so I heard it in all different languages.
And we should actually we should be upfront. We saw a copy, a screener copy, and so we did not see it in 2D. This is a movie that actually was shot and presented in 3D.
Yeah, in 3D.
And after watching it, I'm like, damn, I gotta go see it in 3D. So
actually, while watching it, I was like really sad that I did not.
Yeah, the photography and speaking to you, a photographer, it's amazing. You have to admit that.
It oh man, yeah. That part of the film, like, as I said, I didn't get to see the subtitles, so I was really just watching a piece of art throughout. For however long it was. Was it like 90 minutes?
Yeah, it's a short film. I think it's 88 minutes.
88 minutes, yeah. And it was really just some beautiful dance, interpretive dance that there was like, I don't know how many, 8 sections? What was there like?
There's 3 main sections. Well, we'll describe the film first. It's a documentary about a gal, Pina Bosch. She was a modern dance choreographer in Germany, who basically is considered kind of the master of modern dance. And she, like I said, she died in 2009, and Wim Wenders, who was close friends with her, had started working with her before she died on this kind of portrait of what she's done and how she impacted the dance world. She passed away, and so the movie kind of became this, almost like I said, a eulogy of all these different people that she worked with, basically saying what she did and what she meant, not only to them, but also to the world of dance. And it focuses on three main pieces, The Rite of Spring, the Cafe Mueller, and Full Moon. And then there's a bunch of little kind of smaller pieces with each individual dancer kind of scattered throughout. And then kind of an interview about, who she was and what she meant to all these different dancers that we see. But that's such a simple explanation, and the movie is so much more than that. It is a piece of art in itself.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. I equate it to, I guess it's like a weird equation, but I almost equate it to, I guess, our DVD recommendation too, though. Like, I don't know, it just really inspired me in a lot of ways. It was very deep as far as like I don't know, would you consider it a documentary? What's it?
It is a documentary in the sense that, I think one of the things that's great about a documentary is it teaches us something that we didn't know about before. Yeah. And obviously you don't follow dance.
No, I had no idea who Pina was.
Yeah.
But,
I follow dance. We watch a lot of dance. My wife is a dancer, so we go to a lot of dance performances. And
don't lie, you're a dancer.
I partake of the dances. Yeah. I don't consider myself the lord of the dance, but
no. The lord of the lambada.
Yes, so
the forbidden dance.
The horizontal mambo.
Well, I think you're the lord. Don't blow yourself up there, buddy. The lord of the mambo.
So it's a movie that I think one of the great things about it is that if you don't know anything about dance, you end up learning something really amazing. And if you've never seen a dance, or if you're actually kind of turned off by dance, you'll find an appreciation for, I think, what she's doing here.
I saw with a group of people who had no idea what I was watching. I just popped it in so that we can have our podcast about it. And at least one scene or another caught everybody's eye and just going like, oh my gosh, and they really, even if you're into dance or not, one of those dances will captivate you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Catch your eye and be like, oh, whether it's funny, like where the scene where the guy keeps dropping the girl,
which I didn't find funny, but
no, it's just kind of like, it moves, starts going like real fast, and it's kind of like this. Yeah, it's what you read into it.
Yeah,
it's a little funny to me. But anything like that.
It's something that you've never seen before, and I think that's really kind of what catches your eye. If you, like I said, if you're not into dance, you're going to watch this movie and you're going to be blown away because you're never going to think that, first of all, a body can move that way, and secondly, that it's a fine line between dance and theater. And I think in the trailer they talk about that. They say, is it dance? Is it theater? No, it's just art. That's all it is. She's a performance artist, you could say. Pina was a performance artist, and and it's a shame that she's gone, because clearly she was a master at what she does.
But she lives on through the rest of these people that you see.
Yeah, and I think that's what Wim Wenders really captures in the film. So, I got to say, just you got to see it. It's for sure the best documentary that came out this year. For sure. It got nominated for the Oscar, amongst some other not so good documentaries. So
I would check it out. I definitely had an enjoyable time watching it.
Yeah. Yeah. Up next, we've got our DVD pick of the week, a nice little tie-in to Pina, so stick around.
David.
To check out more about this movie, head on over to the review section at CinemaBeach.com. Read the complete review, or check out the other reviews on the site. Updated weekly, we've got you covered on all the films playing in Southern California's art houses. You can also browse our archives for past reviews from all of our contributors.
Acting popular. I'm going mainly face painted like a warrior.
This is not a trend. Let me repeat, this is not a trend.
Out here, it's a flow, it's a vibe. Everybody does it.
You never seen pain expressed like
the best place to get the real truth is right from the street.
There's a group of us got together and we invented this.
You have stripper dancing, which we do not do.
Dave LaChapelle, best known for his photography for Vanity Fair, gave us a surprise documentary in 2005 about LA's underground urban dance craze known as Crump, and I've never sounded more white than just now. This is a stunning film that exposes a nonviolent solution to the thug life in South Central, but really, it's just a cool movie with some amazing dancing. We saw it together.
We did see it together. Matt's Movies.
Matt's Movies on KCRW.
So,
Be a supporter. They're doing their drive right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rise.
Awesome movie. I mean, obviously,
amazing.
we knew it was going to be just like the Wim Wenders movie, but a little more stylistic. It was shot beautiful.
Yeah. Well, it's Dave LaChapelle.
David LaChapelle.
Yeah.
So, I mean, his photography is always amazing. So this was just a extension of that.
And I couldn't help when we were watching Pina. I was watching some of the colors and some of the depth and, these people dancing out in the open. And it reminded me of those shots in Rise when the guys are in the LA River dancing. It's so similar. Wim Wenders had to have seen Rise and be inspired. But.
Yeah, I think so. And if you guys need to watch it, I think that Rise was, I didn't know much about crumping.
Yeah.
Crump,
if you don't know, the movie does explain it to you. It's it was a dance craze. I don't know if it's so much around anymore, but
yeah,
they actually specifically say in the trailer that we just played that this is not a fad, but it kind of was a fad.
Probably so. I mean, I'm not even in the crumping world, so I don't know how much it's.
I was, I did paint my face, and
so
I was in the battleground.
Yeah, battlegrounds. But it was. I thought it was an awesome movie. It was really enjoyable. Once again, just how we talked about Pina, it teaches you something, and it's so amazing to watch and visually stunning, and it just attacks all your senses, and you still learn something at the same time. So I think that's what a good documentary should do.
The weird thing, I know when the movie came out, there was actually some controversy. Some people said that it was made up, that Dave LaChapelle actually made this all up. He actually presented the movie at Sundance, and he made it up. And that's not true, and it's actually a very true story. And there's a little disclaimer at the beginning that says this film is not sped up because the guys do some amazingly fast dance moves.
It's ridiculous. I mean, when you watch it, you're going to be like, no, there's no way these people do this. What the human body could do.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing as what we see in Pina. These are people who are moving their body like you've never seen before, but they're not doing it as classically trained dancers. They're doing it as just people who want to express themselves. And express the violence and the frustration that they're experiencing in South Central LA.
Dance.
Yeah, through dance instead of through guns and gangbanging. So it's an important movie. It's definitely an important movie for dance. It's also just an important movie to understand a niche kind of group of people
and life in urban
and arts too. And one of the great things is that you see art come out of tragedy, which I think is always the best art. So it's a movie that's tough to find. It's kind of weird if you type in Rise RIZE in any search engine, you're not going to see it. It's a movie that was very underground. It did play in a few festivals. It was actually picked up by Lionsgate when it came out, but did not play wide, and it's tough to find. However, I saw today that it was on Google Video. You can watch the whole thing.
Oh, nice. So, there you go.
But I encourage you to see it, on DVD. If you can catch it in HD, even better.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it really is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
So,
film. Rise, David LaChapelle,
Rise.
2005. Go see
go
it.
check it out. Out to DVD this week, Drive, the indie smash hit starring Ryan Gosling as a wheelman who's pushed to the edge during one violent job. Critic Colin Inslee called it today's taxi drive. Thunder Soul, the jive-talking documentary about funk music in the 1970s inner-city schools. From Oscar winner Jamie Foxx, this one will have you grooving in your seat. Chalet Girl, the silly Brit rom-com that stars the adorable Felicity Jones as a housekeeper to a rich family on the slopes of Austria. Brian loved this one, if for nothing else, than it had his new favorite actress. Janie Jones, David Rosenthal's homage to indie rock starring Little Miss Sunshine herself. It's a cute film that is easily forgettable. And finally, Outrage. Beat Takashi's violent gangster drama about Yakuza assassins is called Japan's Goodfellas.
That's it.
That's all the time we have today.
So I want to thank Colin and the rest of the staff at CinemaBeach.com.
Please rate us on the iTunes.
iTunes.
The iTunes.
Yeah, we've got a few ratings up there. So add to it if you like what you see, and check us out on Facebook and Twitter. And
we keep moving on up
yeah.
to the east side.
We'll be back next week, so we'll see you then. I'm Brian Thompson.
I'm Tony Ortiz. I forgot my name.
Have a good one.